Hi, all my crafty friends. Okay, so this is actually a Citrus Twist album and the Citrus Twist 2022 Jingle All the Way kit, which I am a total newbie to. I have always been an Allie Edwards December daily, but she actually inspired me this year to do a Stories of December's Past. And I decided I wanted to do something totally different than I have ever used before, and I just really fell in love with this kit. So I sat on it and debated it for a long time and then missed out on the bonus stamp that came with it. So I was kind of sad about that. But basically what I'm going to do today is just walk you through how I am setting this album up ahead of time. I am a believer in foundation pages, and I also lose things if I can't see them. So the first thing I'm doing is just taking the 6x8 papers and putting them into 6x8 page protectors so that I can see them. It does not mean that they're going to end up like this. Now, sometimes it does end up staying the same way, but I like to at least see where my papers are and what I have. I held up those turquoise doilies. I love those. They're so beautiful. They're so fine and delicate, and I just absolutely love that about them. So I'm going through and pairing them up kind of the way that I like them. I really liked this candy cane being on its own, and later on I'll show you some embellishments that I really thought would go cute with that. Although now that I'm looking at it, I think I have it upside down, so we'll fix that. No big deal. I ran out of page protectors that came with the album, but fortunately I bought some 6x8 page protectors from Citrus Twist a while back. I couldn't find any anywhere, and maybe I'm giving my secret out that I did find some at Citrus Twist that fit in 6-ring binders, and I love my 6x8 6-ring binders. So another problem that I have is I tend to put page protectors in upside down. I've even completed a layout on the outside of a page protector with it upside down, sewing everything, putting everything on it permanently, and then had to washi tape the whole thing closed so that the pictures didn't fall out the bottom. So make sure that you're putting them in right side up, because I sometimes forget to do that. This is just your friendly reminder. So getting all those 6x8 pages in, I love the color combinations. I love the teals. I love this geo pattern that you could just really faintly see the swans, all the vintagey stuff in this one, which I think will go perfectly with a Christmas Stories of the Past. Just showing you a few of the stickers that came with the kit. I'm going to show you the whole kit actually in this video. Really excited to use some of these things and even use some of the packaging. So gonna keep all of those little cellophane bags. There's some really pretty trim that it came with. The next thing I was actually looking for were the 3x4 cards that I want to slide into page protectors once again so that I can see them and see what I have. There's the little pins and paper clips that came with it too. Extra little embellishments, three-dimensional embellishments. So let's put the page protectors in. Once again, I am just going to slide them in. This is not where they're going to end up. It's just so that I have a catalog of what I even have, and I can flip through these pages and pull from them to build my stories. I like to do a lot of things outside of the page protectors, so even though I am using the page protectors in here, does not mean that that's the way that these cards are even going to be used. Having a little bit of difficulty sliding these in, so sorry everybody, you get to kind of watch me struggle with this for a moment, for a long moment. But I really love these cards. I love the sentiments on them. Once again, I love the vintagey feel. I love that floral pattern. It's kind of a orange and gold and red and just so fun. Just different colors than I'm typically using in my Christmas albums and my December daily albums. I just really love the color palette in this. It's some of my favorite colors. So I noticed when I pulled that one that there was actually a little embellishment that went really well with it. So I just wanted to stick that in there to remind myself and use your products. I want to make sure that I use the products. I want to make sure that I use as many as I possibly can in this album. So just putting it out there visually, kind of pairing some things together before I even have any clue of what the story might possibly be. I actually talked to my mom about this not too long ago. I said, hey, I'm gonna do a stories of December's past, Christmases past, and I have a lot of homework to do before I ever get to the actual documenting part. I'm going to have to go into the archives and find some of those pictures, some of the early pictures, very early pictures, and I tried that embellishment. I didn't really love it on there. Some of the early pictures. Oh, and I love how this paperclip kind of snaps onto the outside already. It's just making me so excited to actually document in this album. Anyway, some of the early pictures I have really easy access to. My mom did a great job of keeping albums with dates and ages up until late grade school, definitely by middle school. It got a little more crazy in our household. I know we were super busy with things, so I have some of those things documented, but even just looking back at some of the early pictures, I had immediate stories to go with a lot of the pictures, things that just immediately came to mind, memories of my childhood, of my cousins, of specific gifts. There was one picture that was our Barbie dream house. Yeah, Barbie dream house. And so I mentioned that to my mom, and she immediately had a story about that too, about what a nightmare it was to actually have to put that house together and how they were doing it at like 2 in the morning because, you know, parents, that's the way you do it when, you know, you have to do it at a certain timeline to make sure that the magic exists. So, yeah. Okay, so here is the cute little embellishments that I had in mind for my upside down candy cane page, and I don't think I fixed that. I will fix that some other time, but not in this video. So a few more things that I just thought color coordinated and really went well. I dumped out the die cuts. I just love ephemera. I love these little die cuts. I love playing with them and pairing them together and making little vignettes with them. So I knew I wanted to use that cheer on a 4x6 photo, so that's kind of how that started. I later on just go ahead and put all of the words, the bigger words, all in that 4x6 so that I remember that I have them. Now I'm looking for the, kind of just sorting through them, but I accidentally spilt, and I think it's a little bit off screen, but I accidentally just spilt some of those little tiny hearts on top of, let's see, I think it was some presents. And I loved the way that it looked, so I wanted to make sure that I got those kind of together. This is a Santa photo card, and that is a Santa photo and Santa Village tickets and ticket stubs, so I kind of thought those would go together for a story potentially. Once again, I remember going to the mall and seeing Santa in our tiny little town. So I know that there will be pictures of Santa in some of the, like I said, in the archives. This was on the list, so there was two little cards, one about shopping and one about the list. So wanted to put those together so that I didn't forget about those. And then I'm just grouping all of the little tiny sentiments together here, and actually ended up just kind of putting all of the little tiny tabs and pieces together. I put all the tags together. I put all of the larger shapes together. And then I end up putting all of those little tiny hearts and dots. So I'm thinking that that dot goes with the on the list. It turns out that it does not. There is a black one that goes with the on the list to dot the I. And then there were some separate, see, there's the black one. Aha, it has been found. So we're going to switch that out in just a second. But I end up putting all those tiny little hearts with the present die cut. I don't know how that's actually going to turn out, but I thought it looked really cute, and I thought it would be adorable as confetti or mixed in with some confetti for a shaker pocket. I didn't really like the wonky hearts to be with that, so I put them in the shape pile. And here we go. We're going to switch out the red dot for the black dot. Perfect. So just going back, seeing what else can I add, what else do I need to put in. There's the present with all of the little hearts. I do like that all together. And then, like I said, I put all of the shapes kind of together, all of the bigger shapes, and put them in their own separate little page protector. Once again, this is not how I'm going to use the page protectors. I'm just strictly doing this for organization so that I can see what I have in my stash and so that I can ensure that I use the things that are in my stash. So there are the tickets or tags. I love that this love sentiment little ripped off tag here, this turquoise one, that you can use the word love. You can punch out the LOVE and actually use it as its own separate word. Putting the bows in with the shapes, tags and tabs together, tickets, tabs, tags. See, this is just totally whatever makes sense to you. This is just where it felt like it should go. We were just recently at my son's parent-teacher conference, and she was going through their daily notebooks where they just have tabs. I think she titled the tabs for them, but then they were allowed to put their homework or, whatever they have been working on, their assignments, in whatever category they feel was the best. So during the parent-teacher conference, she was kind of struggling finding where all of his papers were, but we all know that it's something that made sense to him. So that's exactly what is going on here. This is something that makes sense to me and only me, and for anybody else, it's going to look totally different. I really liked that on the back of that tab, or on the back of the packaging, the little card that came with the ephemera, that it had a picture of everything that was in there. So I'm keeping the cellophane bag, the packaging, to use in the scrapbook, but then I actually end up using that for something different later on, which I will show you. So now I'm going to tackle the stickers. I'm going to open all of these up, take them all out of the packaging, and figure out a way to organize them. I wasn't really sure. I realized that they would fit in a 6x8 page protector. I have more, just not in this album, so I end up actually grabbing another page protector and putting that in right side up this time, and putting the stickers in there. Yep, no, see? Switch her around. Oh dear. So I realized that I had all of those in upside down, and I'm just going to fix that really fast so that I don't continue to mess up putting those in upside down every single time and completely destroy a layout in the future, because we all know it will happen. So I'm just going to put those in there so that I can see them. If there were more alphabets or more sticker sheets, I would add more page protectors just so that I can see them. I just have a hard time remembering that I have something and that I want to use it if I can't see it. So I like to be able to see everything. These sheets do not fit, and I thought, okay, well, maybe we'll fold it and punch it, and then I thought, no, that's not going to work. I decided to cut it in half, and then it does fit in a 6x8 page protector. So I am going to cut it in between the stickers in half again, and then I'm going to put each of those 4 segments into a page protector. That way, once again, I can see them. And I have a little bit of trouble. Things kind of stick a little bit, and I start to put it in there, and I lose a sticker, gets stuck because I wasn't paying attention. So poor little pine cone, he gets put back on the sticker pad, and we will get another page protector so that I can see, and thank goodness we turned them around, so we're gonna do it right this time. Finally! Please tell me I'm not the only one that has done that or continues to do that. I don't know. It's the little things, right? Okay, so we got those stickers in there, and I had little pieces that kind of wanted to come off, so I just stuck them off onto some scrap paper for the time being, but then I end up using my scraps a whole bunch, especially when I'm organizing, because it's free, so we might as well use it. Okay, so I'm going to put these also in the same page protector, because really, if I'm going to use these, I'm probably going to pull all of these out to look to see what's actually on those sticker sheets and see what best matches my story that I'm documenting that day. So this is the one that's the challenge. I'm like, okay, what on earth am I going to do with this? And I immediately realized these are going to be a lot easier to cut down and a lot easier to put in a page protector, but also like they're on this nice clear backing and they're really three-dimensional. They're very puffy stickers. So I don't really want to stretch out a page protector that much. In the end, I don't really mind because I just use these from album to album. So if I have a stretched out page protector, I'll just move it to another one and use it for organization. But like I said, I'm going to just use my trash instead, and I keep hitting my head on my camera arm. So if anybody has tips for that, go ahead and give me comments below of how I cannot hit my head while I'm recording. Okay, so I took those little sticker scraps off and put way too much adhesive on the first one. Oops. Oh well, too bad. So sad. No big deal. I don't really care. Kind of rubbed on it with my finger. I could put some washi tape over the top of it, some of my trash washi tape, but I didn't even end up doing that. I'm just really not that worried about it. So a lot less adhesive this time. And we're just going to stick those down onto those scrap pieces of paper and that I 3-hole punched. I'm not going to use these for anything other than just to hold my sticker sheets into my album so I remember that they are there. Put those in. Awesome. I love those stickers. They are so cool. I cannot wait to put those on a page. This project's going to take a little bit of a excuse me, back burner. I want to work on another couple of albums before I actually get to this one. So that's why I really want to make sure that I'm really organized. So Citrus Twist was so kind and sent me all kinds of fun embellishments. They always do in the box. And so I just kind of wrapped those up in some tissue paper that came in it. I love that Jingle All the Way and I love it on the doily. I love the doilies, period. So I knew I wanted to use that somewhere, and I'm just, once again, not going to, I really loved it on the Geo, and I really love the colors of that. So I went with the green and the blue, but once again, it may not even stay there. It's just there so I remember that it exists and that I want to use it. Love that really thin December. Really loved it on the yellow. Actually, it looked beautiful on there. Tried it on a couple of other pages. And then decided to just go ahead and put it with those other words that are 4x6, and then little cloud that came with it, and then another little tab. I don't love that one. I'm just going to probably give that to my daughter for her to use in her scrapbooks and her notebooks. She has a whole area just right across from me that she is constantly sitting over there and doing her own thing, making her own art, making her own albums and notebooks. So I'm happy to gift that to her. So my 4-year-old and I had so much fun picking all of these tiny little sequins out of there while my daughter was practicing her violin. And look at how fast I just put it in the packaging. Super easy to do. Threw it in there. Then I realized, oh yeah, I still have this trim that I love. I'm going to take that out of the packaging, and I love that the back of it is a journal card, essentially. That's what it is, folks. So I'm just going to started to use my paper trimmer. I didn't really want to fit with the trim on there. No big deal. It's already folded. It's bigger than 3x4. That was my big question. Actually, it's almost like 4.5, I believe. So I just trimmed it, and I will cut it down to whatever size, square up the edges when I actually use it. And looky there, now that that's not there, I can just hole punch the trim and put it in the album. That's why I love 6-ring binders. Put the pom-poms and sequins back in the page protector, put that little extra journal card, and that is it. I am organized. I am excited to tell my... Oh, I forgot. Excuse me. I forgot. I love the tag that came on the bag, so I wanted to make sure that I got that in there too, because that bag will just go in with my other bags that I use to organize other projects. So that bag is totally empty now, and it goes off to the side, and now I am ready to document my Christmas past. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.